We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk. Okay, it's 6 minutes past 11. Good morning. It's a fantastic, fun-filled Friday. Welcome to the Midday Show with me, Funaya. As always, we take you into the weekend with an absolute bang with great content, starting off with your favorite show, I'm sure, The People's Perspective, where we get to dissect the top stories through your perspective. Of course, getting your take via WhatsApp and via the phone lines. In the studio with me, my unequivocal co-host, Seun Kuti.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Hello,
are you?
Lagos. Ify, as usual, looking very pretty today. My firefly.
Ooh.
You know, some people will not like that. They are listening. They will not like that. They will not like that. My firefly is looking really nice. You know, we have banned all kinds of butterfly people from the show today.
He's definitely going to call.
He's going to call immediately, but, you know, we'll hear him out. Let's just say that. Welcome to the show today. It's going to be really interesting. Lagos people, we love you, and we know you love our show. For our show to be on air, we have to give thanks to those that sponsor it and make it happen. You know, because it's not easy.
It ain't easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
This is Lagos. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Since my other places is not easy, because after it's easy, you know, you go somewhere. But for Lagos, now easy.
It's not
because even when it's easy, it's hard. So you have to put that. These other people H factor. You have to just put that H. It's not easy.
It ain't easy. Anyways, guys, welcome. And remember, The People's Perspective is brought to you by Adam and Eve, your number one homeware superstore, a tested and trusted homeware service providing luxurious lifestyle products that reflects the class, style, and personality of all their clientele by providing an extreme range of products to suit all taste. Seun, what would you like to say about that? Because I'm sure you would like to add a few things about Adam and Eve.
You can find Adam and Eve in X Aba Kyari, which is my neighborhood, you know, and as a man from the neighborhood, because this is one of my favorite stores in terms of, as usual, I always tell people every Friday what they offer in terms of wellness. You know, me, I'm a luxury person, not too much. Let me put it that way. But in terms of what they offer, practicality, wellness, and that feng shui.
Feng shui.
You know,
I like that.
Feng shui.
Feng shui.
You know, a lot of people don't like that. They don't understand that feng shui. Feng shui is balance. When you can have just that balance in your surrounding, you know, allowing your chromosomes to align.
Your what now?
Your chromosomes, your inner chakra.
I'm not.
You know, English people
I'm not
say
really sure.
The chakra.
The chakra.
We'll have to do one whole episode on aligning our chakras.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm done. So someone said I should go live on Instagram. So I've gone live on my Instagram.
So we are double like, look.
I don't know if it's live or let me
it's
see.
connected.
Is it connecting? My connection doesn't want to. It's not cooperating with me. So I'm going to go live. I'll try and go live for as long as it can hold, because, you know, the network sometimes is quite unpredictable. Now, speaking about Adam and Eve, like Seun rightfully said, that you can locate them at number 8 Isaac John Street, X Aba Kyari. When we talk about Adam and Eve, they have everything from dining to outdoor to leather goods, kitchen equipment, electricals, bed and bath, and a whole lot more.
Even office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even office equipments as well. So you could go check them out, and I'm sure you're going to be as wild as Seun and I were.
Yeah. And there's an amazing air freshener in that place.
Oh, really? What air freshener is that?
I don't know, the air freshener, you know, because the place is like hermetic, you know, they don't like have windows at all in the building, you know, and Lagos is humid. And when you enter that store, you see how fresh it smells.
Oh, yeah, of course. Very fresh.
So
I loved it.
So they were showing me, showing off the air freshener that they use. I was like, if
I didn't actually see that,
if I could steal it, you know.
Seun,
He's buy, eh?
He's
okay.
You have to buy it.
I say if I could.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, guys, welcome to The People's Perspective. We have a few stories that we're going to be touching on today. We're first of all going to take a look at the U.S. lawmakers stopping $875 million defense equipment sale to Nigeria. We're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on...
They know we can't pay.
But what What do you mean by that?
Yeah, 875
But
million.
those were not the grounds that they stated
I
that
know,
they said
I
that.
know. We have just telling
So if you like low keys and we cannot afford it.
You're going to now borrow money from us to pay for our own. What kind of sense is
You're
this
a
one? Come on, we are
joker.
not selling.
So we're also going to touch on, like Seun said, Hush Kyari. Is that what you named
Yeah,
them?
so Hush Kyari, the
Hush Kyari.
Hush Kyari gate.
So
Yeah, Hush Kyari gate.
so Hush Puppy and Aba Kyari.
Hush Kyari. There's no more Aba Kyari.
Okay, so Hush Kyari.
There was Hush Magu, now it's Hush Kyari.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
The chairman of the board is Hush Puppy. But one
So
day we'll
Hush
still find out
Kyari.
the real Hush dog. There must be a top dog.
I'm
that is
sure.
Hush
You know
dog.
what?
Because
That's so true.
Hush Puppy. A puppy must have a dad. So the dog will still find out that guy when they tie all these people together. Because when they link policeman and 419, what they link them? One link must they one Hush dog. We must discover that Hush dog.
You know, that's a good one.
I'm telling you,
Hush dog.
we have got Hush Puppy. We have got Hush Kyari, Hush Magu. But very soon, you're not going to see.
So, guys, I'm also live on my Instagram at Ify_I. That is IFY_I. So go check it out. Let's talk about what is trending. And we're also going to touch on, and that's my co-host, Seun Kuti.
Yes, and they greet Ify live people. My live people, look, greet Ify live people.
Yeah, say hello to my
Look.
live. Seun's live. Say hello to my live.
Our
My
lives
live,
are
say hello.
dating now.
Yeah, they are actually. Okay, so we're also going to take a look at the reason that the president's special assistant gave for the president going to the UK for his medical checks, because he did cite to an extent, valid reasons. I touched on it yesterday a little bit, but today we're going to see Seun's perspective on that one as well, because, I mean, he felt the need to actually go out there to address the criticism against the president, because, I mean, if you can afford to go to the UK for medical checkups, especially if you've been using that same doctor for over 40 years, why not? Even if you're the president of a country. So we're going to be touching on that. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that one. So taking a look at the United States lawmakers holding down a proposed sale of attack helicopters to Nigeria amid mounting concerns about the president's human rights record as it grapples with multiple security crises. Now, the U.S. lawmakers on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee have reportedly delayed clearing a proposed sale of 12 AH-1 Cobra attack helicopters and accompanying defense system to the Nigerian military. Now, this deal is worth $875 million. Now, according to the U.S. officials and congressional aides familiar with the matter, this is what they're saying. In addition to the helicopters, the proposed sale includes 28 helicopter engines produced by GE Aviation, 14 military-grade aircraft navigation systems made by Honeywell, and 2,000 advanced precision kill weapon systems, according to the information that was sent by the State Department to Congress. Now, a report by Foreign Policy on Tuesday said the behind-the-scenes controversy over the proposed arms sale illustrates a broader debate amongst Washington policymakers over how to balance national security with human rights objectives. Now, the hold on the sale also showcases how powerful the U.S. lawmakers want to push the Biden administration to actually rethink U.S. relations with Nigeria amid overarching concerns that the president is drifting towards authoritarianism in his government, as we are seeing several stories about infringement upon human rights in Nigeria. Now, just taking a look at this, because they're saying on one hand, under the Buhari administration, we've seen several instances the infringement upon the human rights of the people. Now, we know that the government...
I'm holding my tongue so
I
bad.
know. So we know that the government's duty is to protect, the citizens and property, lives and property. And this is a far cry from what we've seen, not just in this administrations even prior. But this year alone, I personally have reported uncountable cases of kidnappings, especially up north. And sadly, a lot of their victims are school children.
Yeah.
We've seen this several times, even citing what happened on the 20th of October in 2020, where till today no one has owned up for what was done to some of the protesters. They've not even agreed that people even died, saying that most of the injuries were done from machete and, people being stomped or trampled upon when they were running for cover, things like that. So they haven't even owned up to the fact that the military was there and seemed culpable. And with what's going on in Nigeria, the rest of the world has their eyes on Nigeria, and they're seeing how our human rights are being trampled upon. Now, the U.S. is saying, no, we're not going to, sell these arms to you. Now, my thing is, Seun, knowing that some of these insurgents have military-grade weapons, sophisticated weapons, which is a far cry from what we can boast about, that our military even has as well. How then are we going to be able to, curb the issue of insurgency in Nigeria and insecurity when the U.S. is rethinking the sales of, their arms to us? And take us through the history of our arms relationship between the U.S. and Nigeria as well.
Well, I think if you look back at the Jonathan era, the Jonathan administration also complained that they could not get weapons from the United States. And the United States also flagged this so-called human rights violation as their reason for not supplying us weapons to fight Boko Haram. I think the reason is, even more sinister and darker than that. The United States is not in any position to discuss human rights record with any country. If we're going to discuss human rights, the United States just needs to, go to the back of the bus and take their seats, because we see the news every day. I mean, we still saw how George Floyd's neck was knelt on for 8 minutes. 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 42 seconds by a white police officer. Is it Trayvon Martin? There was the killing of Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old boy playing with a toy gun in a park. The police arrived there and they shot him 13 times in 3 seconds or something funny like that. So I don't think the American government has any, America is the country with the highest number of incarcerated people in the world, Many of them African Americans, due to the color of their skin, misdemeanors, people dragged in jail. I mean, is it what they've done in Iraq? Remember the Abu Ghraib prison and what they found out that the American military was doing to the Iraqi people in that prison.
Wow.
And let's now look at America's arms dealing with Saudi, chop their head off, dissect a journalist in another country, Saudi Arabia. America sells weapons to Saudi Arabia every second. Every minute. They still, under Trump, they still did $100 billion.
$100 billion, wow.
Arms deal with Saudi Arabia. You understand? So, I believe that if we look at Boko Haram's rise, we can trace Boko Haram's rise directly to the democratically led Obama administration in America. After the toppled Gaddafi, we can see that those arms that they used to empower the extremists of Libya, because whether we like it or not, America used terrorists to fight against Islamist extremists. But Hillary Clinton called them moderate extremists. I've never heard such a thing before. So now after they've killed Gaddafi, arms proliferation has permeated the entire northwestern Africa. All the Algeria, you remember that these people took government in Mali? The French government is still helping the Malians fight these insurgents. So, I see America is protecting their assets in Africa. Boko Haram for me is not entirely, just like ISIS. America is fighting with ISIS against Syria. At the same time, fighting against ISIS. So all the international relations, is very complicated. And if we look at it, I see this whole Boko Haram issue, is definitely, as we used to have kill squads all over Africa, and they've always existed, powered by Western weapons. Africa doesn't manufacture guns. We don't have a single gun manufacturing plant in Africa. Black people do not play in the military-industrial complex. We are consumers. So how is all this gun entering Africa? When they looked at the weapons that they found with some insurgents in Iraq,
sophisticated.
Yes, in Iraq, in Syria, they were American weapons. You understand? So, why would America want the war against Boko Haram to end.
So I know that a lot of these Western countries, they benefit from the underdevelopment and the chaos that happens in Africa. Now, the question is, what really is the political undertone, from this particular story? Why is the U.S. saying that they will not sell arms to us if we don't take care of our human rights issue? If at all they truly benefit from the insurgency and from the chaos that takes place
because
here.
it strengthens the insurgents' position, and it elongates the conflict, and they sell weapons for longer in that in that kind of situation. Because if they don't sell to Nigeria officially, Nigeria will go and buy in the black market. If Nigeria really needs weapons, and I don't know why Nigeria has to only look to the United States. They can look to the Chinese, they can look to the Russians.
Yeah.
So why are they only looking to the United States and the Europeans? Why, if our defense is paramount and the protection of the citizens is the objective here, and not some backdoor dealing of master and boy, then we should look at other markets. If America doesn't want to sell, go to China, go to Russia. Russia has some of the world's most sophisticated defense systems today as we speak, So,
but what, because at the end of the day, for you to strike such a deal, you need to have an existing relationship, which we already do with the U.S. So what is Nigeria's relationship with these other countries that have the sophistication?
We have a big relationship with China. China is
China
is basically building the whole of Nigeria right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we can add another tab.
Brother, please, we need some plane. And attack helicopter. Can you add it to the please?
They'll say, this is what America didn't want to say to you. You never want to pay, always begging.
That's terrible.
You never come with cash.
That's
why nobody wants to sell to you.
All right.
I don't think America, this human rights, because America does arms deal with Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, all these countries with atrocious human rights records all over the world. Atrocious. With Brazil, under this Bolsonaro regime that is destroying the rainforest, destroying the native people of Brazil, all northern Brazil, the natives there are protesting every day, trying to fight against this heinous administration that is in Brazil right now, the Bolsonaro administration. Did you hear the United States saying anything about not selling arms to them?
To other countries. All right, in case you're just listening, this is the People's Perspective. You can join the conversation. What are your thoughts about this story? You can give us a call, 0809 234 5913, 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913. You can also call 01515 0913, 01515 1913. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, you can send it to 0809 234 5913. Lagos Talks. Good morning. Who's speaking? Please turn off your radio.
Hello, it's Anshu. How are you
Hi,
guys?
how's it going?
Yeah, fine. This is Alex. Seun cracked me up with the Hush Kyari thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny.
Where are you calling us from?
It makes a lot of sense, come to think of it. And that Hush dog.
Hush
I think
dog.
we should all go out and start looking for the guy.
We must find Hush Dog. Hush Dog is the big dog.
Yeah.
We have to find it.
So, I just want to say something. You see, this issue about the U.S. Turning down or refusing to deal on this arms stuff, it's that it's an imbalance of power that exists between us and the U.S. Whenever there is an imbalance in power, that is, one person has more power to dictate something than the other. Things like this will always play. You talked about Russia, you talked about China, you talked about Bahrain, and even Saudi Arabia that practically killed, dismembered, a citizen of. Do you understand? It's heinous, right? But they are still doing business with them because that kind of imbalance doesn't exist. Yeah, they may not have the moral right to judge our human rights record. But when you look at power,
Yes, exactly.
we have to give it to them. And that's why they cannot do that kind of bluff for some other countries.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Saudi Arabia is not owing them money.
Thank you very much for your take. Let's take
They didn't
another
just borrow
call.
Saudi Arabia money last week.
Lagos Talks. Good morning. Who's speaking?
Hey, good morning, the radio butterfly.
I beg you, Oga Yemi, we don't. She's a firefly now, Oga. She's a firefly now. We have removed.
So Adeyemi, Seun has given me a new name, saying that I'm a firefly.
Exactly. And tell him what you think about the name.
Seun has given me a new name. He calls me Firefly.
Oh my word!
Exactly.
My enemies blocked my line.
Wow, that is impossible.
I made sure.
Impossible.
They just released it today.
I made sure.
Thank God they released it in front of my other enemy.
All right, Adeyemi, welcome. Join the conversation. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, I think Seun is talking about the military industrial estate. I mean, and the fact that the United States in itself survives on the doctrine of weaponry, and they did that not because they just wanted to do that, but because they want to be the most powerful nation in the world. America has 350 million people, but it's the most powerful. Over 1.2 million, 1.5 million Chinese. You can imagine how hard they're working. There is nothing stopping Nigeria from getting to that level. We have an industrial, a military, industry in Kaduna. I visited it about over 40 years ago. You had precision instruments there, and I was so thrilled. Then I came back to the United States, and I said, "My God, we can produce a lot of things here." And today they are manufacturing their, furniture.
Furniture?
South Africa.
Wait, did you say they are using it to do furniture?
And we are going there to buy from them. So if we are now buying higher weapons and so on, America has a right to, suspect us. And that is the issue, Seun. That is the issue. Are we fighting Third World War? We're buying 12. We just bought 12, military aircraft. I think we've received about 6 of them, and we're still expecting about 6. And we're fighting Boko Haram. It's a ragtag, military army.
No, Yemi, don't call Boko Haram ragtag. They are not a ragtag.
This is ragtag because they moved from using, self-bombing, what do you call it, to now they have Apache, they have land-to-air missiles and so on.
That's what I'm saying. So they're not a ragtag army. They are now becoming a sophisticated guerrilla force.
They're now?
Precisely. We shouldn't have allowed that to happen.
That's just happening now.
So now we are buying all these sophisticated things to do what? So I have suspicion too, and I'm scared. So let America look into it. If they are convinced, then they can sell it to us. But let us producing, all these things within. We can do it.
I mean, you are right, very right on that, because when you, if you remember the Civil War and
exactly.
If you look in history, this is how America determines how a nation survives or not.
Yeah.
When there was the Spanish Civil War, and the Americans were trying to take Cuba from the Spanish.
Okay.
That's how they put embargo on the Spanish. Oh, we will not sell you arms because of the human rights, so that the Cubans could defeat the Spanish settlers.
Yeah.
And America could go into Havana. And which they ruled Havana till Castro came to kick them out. The same thing they did during the Spanish Civil War itself, that brought the first fascist government of General Franco of Spain.
Yeah, but
Spain was
his own. They are producing their own weaponry.
I know. I'm talking, yes, but it's not always in this world. There's always been nations that are bigger in terms of military sophistication, and they have always been willing to aid other nations in their own battles. I think that is the way humanity has always fought battles. Even in the ancient days, one king fighting will call another king to bring his men to come and help him fight.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, this is how things have always been. So for me, if Nigeria, which is a satellite state of the United States in so many ways, demanding help, I mean, come on. if Saudi Arabia is not trying to become the most powerful nation, Saudi Arabia just bought over 100 billion worth of military weapons from America, and they're not even in a war. What are they buying it for?
Exactly. They will not. Saudi
All right,
Arabia will never
we'll
move
have to let you go so that we can get more calls.
All right.
I have very funny people on my live. So listen, they're saying that I don't understand what you're saying. I understand what he's saying. He's educating us. This is history. So listen and pay attention.
So what I was going to say about the General Franco thing was,
okay.
So when the communists were in power in Spain, America being a capitalist nation wanted the communists out, but they couldn't because the people wanted a socialist government, after the First World War in Europe. So they voted, the whole of Europe was turning communist.
Okay.
So the answer to communism was fascism. Fascism was this aggressive capitalism that was coming to kick out the communists anyway, anyhow. Franco came, he couldn't win them at the polls. General Franco came and did a coup.
Okay.
So the nationalists of Spain rose up to fight against this military coup. You know what America did? America said, well, they will put an armed embargo on Spain.
Yeah.
So both the democratically elected government and the military, they will not give anybody weapons. Meanwhile, the military had more weapons already than the government.
Yeah.
So they were tactically supporting the fascists. Same thing they did for Mussolini in Italy. Same thing they did for Hitler in Germany.
Oh, wow.
And then after everything, the Americans now come and say, we're the ones that are fighting fascism today. Come on.
Okay.
So that's the thing. They'll not come and tell us that they're the ones that are fighting terrorists
in Nigeria.
in Nigeria. After they've allowed the terrorists to overrun us first.
All right, let's take more calls. Lagos Talks. Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, if it is Malik speaking.
All right, Malik, let's hear you.
Where is Malik calling from?
Shehu, good morning.
Malik, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from First Stack.
Oh, welcome to the show. Welcome.
All right,
Shehu,
let's hear you.
Yeah.
You don't know them.
I know them well.
Democrats are dangerous. Although we like Democrats, but they're dangerous. If the former president, what's his name again, the radical man,
Donald Trump
could sell us so-called to Canada that took how many years to come. And now the present one is there, he refused to sell. Because they know that they're making more money from backyard business. Shehu kills people like the Americans. When they attack any country, say they're fighting terrorists, some people used to die there. That's not human right, too.
No, be human right. No.
And the one that said, sorry to cut Shehu, the one that said the Fulani herdsmen are the third most dangerous terrorists in the world, are the second. Same people label them terrorists, so same people refuse to sell weapons to the government. That tells you that they don't have your own interest, Nigeria. When our senator was shouting, I'll call the embassy, I'll call the American embassy. This is my American don't want to call. Refuse to sell weapons to fight terrorism.
American embassy. Anybody that says that they want to call American embassy on Nigerian national issue, I always think they are CIA agents. Automatically.
Okay, then show me again.
In my mind.
You said something again. Sorry, I just want to make my point quickly. You said they should go and buy weapons from China.
Yeah.
Shehu, if you have military friends, let them tell you about Chinese weapons. It's not doable. That's the reason why. But they could buy from Russia.
Maybe they go Russia. I gave Russia to the one that
they can buy from Russia.
Buy the one that.
But you know why they don't want to go to Russia?
Wait, listen. Don't say Chinese weapons are not durable. Don't say that.
We'll have to move on. Thank you
interest.
very much,
That's
Malik,
the reason why they don't want to go to Russia.
for your take on that one. I'm just going to read out a few WhatsApp messages. This is coming from Wale saying, Shehu, it's not stealing. It's called palming. You guys are amazing. For those who want to send WhatsApp messages, please send it to 0809-234-5913.
Palming.
Yeah, and this is coming from Kelewensky from Delta saying, what baffles me is how Nigerians still don't understand that venting our anger and lavishing vocabulary every day on radio and TV programs will not remove a strand of hair from the politicians that plunged Nigeria into this mess. The same politicians that the media respect so much. Okay, I don't know that this is...
Yeah, but no, we're not talking to the politicians. It will not remove hair from their body, but it will put sense in the people's heads.
This is coming from a listener saying, good morning, if you please, is Shehu a doctor? Because on the advert, it says so. Doctor? Did they call you a doctor in the ad?
What ad? No, I don't think so. But yes, maybe I'm a doctor now. I'll accept it.
I've never heard that too.
Dr. Shehu, there's a ring to it.
This is coming from the listener saying, A magical morning to you, Seun. And if you're concerning the refusal of Yankee to sell some arms or sell us arms, I think it's justifiable because if we are to take into cognizance the level of shenanigans involved in our military, it seems we are not a serious entity as a nation. So this is from Olanrewaju. This one is from Ania Khan from the US, saying, good morning, Ife and Uncle Seun. I just love the hush dog slang. Also, for the weapon issue, I feel the US are not just comfortable with our current government, and that's why. Nice job.
Well, for me also, I mean, with what Larry said before, we are not serious, definitely, because I'm not saying that we are serious about because I'm criticizing the United States government. I'm not now saying that the Nigerian government is serious. Because as Yemi was trying to allude to before in the call he made, we must produce our own weapons. During the Civil War, I'm going to make that point to be fine. I skipped.
Okay.
During the Civil War, they will put an arms embargo. You remember? Nigeria was going to buy arms from Soviet Union. Okay. British said they are not selling arms. America said that. So what did the Biafrans do when nobody was selling their arms? The Biafrans started to manufacture their own weapons. And they manufactured amazing weapons. Juku torchlight or one grenade they had that time. They had different weapons that they used to really and that showed the ingenuity of the Nigerian people during that war, because since we couldn't get from the outside, Nigerians started to produce themselves, especially the Easterners, produce many weapons that they used to fight the Nigerian army for many years, so I mean.
All right. This one is coming from Mayor saying, good morning, Ife and Seun. Even in the NSAS panel, people indicted Aba Kyari on various corruption cases. It's a no-brainer to know that a DCP in the Nigerian police force has a sophisticated level of corruption. We haven't actually spoken about this story yet, but just hold off on that one. And then we're going to move on to that one very quickly. Babatunde is saying, you guys are doing extremely good. As far as I'm concerned, Seun, you've spoken well on your in-depth analysis of the relationship between the U.S. and Nigeria. However, America has a right not to sell ammunition for us or
of course, nobody, of course,
but a right to talk about human rights. And you also need to look inward about the style of the present administration as well.
I agree. I know our government doesn't respect human rights, but America say they'll come and tell me about human rights. These people just killed 3 million Iraqis when for nothing.
This is coming from Chifudo saying, good morning, Firefly and Seun.
Oh, I like Chifudo already.
We've heard stories in the past that Boko Haram and bandits took over military camps and looted their armory, and about 70% of weapons they use right now were taken from Nigerian army. So how are we sure that all these weapons won't end up in the hands of Boko Haram? And this is coming from Justin saying, good morning, Seun and the Radio Butterfly. May nature bring you guys love and peace this weekend. Honestly, I don't even think America is in any more position to determine what weapon comes to Nigeria or not. America has it worse when it comes to violent crimes, homegrown terrorism. America would never get involved if there's nothing in it for them. Fighting terrorism, for the most part, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Please, America should just please go and sit down. All right, guys, thank you very much. We need to quickly move on to other stories. But before that, remember that The People's Perspective is brought to you by Adam and Eve, Nigeria's foremost lifestyle store located in the heart of Ikeja, GRA. And remember that their vision is to inspire luxury living defined by comfort, elegance, and creativity.
Yes. I agree with everything you just said. I second it.
Fantastic. And if you want to transform your house into a home, then you need to visit Adam and Eve. They will bring to life whatever thought it is that you have or whatever desire that you would like your home to look like or to embody. You want a place that you look forward to going to, and Adam and Eve will do that justice. So you could just either visit their website, adamandevehomeware.com, or visit them at number 8 Isaac John Street, Ikeja, GRA, Lagos. So ensure that you do that. So is that what you have to say?
I second everything you just said. And also, amazing China wear, like, because me, I'm building house, so it's all that things I was looking at. Amazing China wear, like really fancy. I didn't think China wear used to come that fancy, but listen, I learned that day.
All right, guys, let's move on to another story. Let's talk about Hush Kyari.
Hush.
It's a story that a lot of people are looking forward to, talking about. Now, we know what's been going on with Hush Puppy being arrested last year in Dubai. extradited to the United States of America, and he's pleaded guilty to the charges being brought against him. But one area of concern right now is the fact that one of Nigeria's celebrated police officers and Deputy Police Commissioner, Aba Kyari, has been accused of being involved or linked to this $1.1 million transnational internet fraud case.
Hush Puppy is a snitch.
I mean, come on. Hush Puppy, first of all, is not a hardened criminal.
I don't care,
he
but
will
come
sing.
on.
He has to talk like...
No snitching, man.
If they
What's
put you
going
under
on?
duress, and you know America doesn't play when it comes to their torture tactics.
They
he
didn't
will
torture
definitely...
him. I mean, the FBI, America doesn't
Please.
come on. How can they torture him? I say that they give him Nigerian police torture.
Not the Nigerian police torture.
So, why is he singing, man?
Of course he would sing.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't look like someone that... He's not a hard guy.
You
Even see
Nigerian
himself,
boys
you know he's
are
not a
always
hard guy.
online. It was hard online, man.
Anyways, so
That's why
let's
you're
just
singing.
take a look at what's going on with him. A U.S. grand jury has approved 3 charges against Mr. Aba Kyari and 5 others for their roles in the scam spearheaded by Ramon Abbas, who's known as Hush Puppy. Now, Hush Puppy, at the time, he used to live in Dubai, and he was arrested last year in 2020 in connection to this particular case and other fraudulent schemes.
If this guy has Hush in his name,
He was
singing.
He was clearly not even... First of all, we saw how flamboyant he was. Come on. So that was definitely antithetical. But anyways, he was charged in a separate case and has now pleaded guilty at a U.S. District Court of Central District of California to the crime. Now, proving the charges earlier proposed by the U.S. government, the grand jury alleged that Mr. Kyari and Hush Puppy, together with other known and unknown people to the grand jury, knowingly conspired to commit wire fraud in violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 1343. Now, they were also accused of conducting financial transactions involving proceeds of unlawful activity and aiding and abetting illegal use and transfer of means of identification. Now, these other defendants named alongside Mr. Kyari are Abdul Rahman Juma, also known as Abdul and Rahman. Then you have Kelly Chibuzo Vincent. You also have Rukayat Muturaya Fashola, a.k.a. Moraya. There's a Bolatito. There is a Yusuf Adeyinka. And the list goes on. Now, following the grand jury's approval of the charges, Otis Wright, who is the same judge handling Hush Puppy's case, made the order on sealing the indictment against Mr. Kyari and others on July 26. Now, the judge is issuing the unsealing order, also granted the government's request for a detention order and arrest warrant against Mr. Kyari. Now, the U.S. government's, quote-unquote, notice for request for detention signed by an assistant attorney of the United States government, Anil Anthony, highlighted the reason for asking for Mr. Kyari's arrest. They said that the plaintiff, United States of America, by and through its counsel of record, hereby requests detention of the defendant. And it said that the government is entitled to detention hearing under the 3142 code because Mr. Kyari is a serious risk defendant. And so they're saying that a special agent of the FBI, one Andrew Innocenti, who detailed how a Qatari business person was swindled of $1.1 million.
the person tell that me that's 100,000, no go agree.
What's your problem?
I'm just saying, some people, I don't know what's going on in
He
this
said that
world.
Hush Puppy brought Mr. Kyari into the scheme to arrange the arrest of a rival ringleader whose name is Chibuzo, who was in cahoots with them, but they had a fallout later on, and then they had reported that in 2019, Aba Kyari went to Dubai. And these are, part of the details, presented in this case, saying he went to Dubai and that Hush Puppy allegedly sent a car.
Wait, are you saying to me that all these our Dubai big boys have invited Kyari to Dubai?
No, we're not saying that he invited Kyari. Let's say it as they're telling us. So these are some of the facts of the case. They said that Kyari went to Dubai. Hush Puppy sent a car to go pick Kyari. And so, of course, they're linking, their friendship.
Okay, so
first
at
of all,
least he's enjoying the largesse of being picked. Here I am. Omobaba.
I mean,
Not one invitation to be picked up.
By whom? If they call your name in this case, would you agree?
Why not?
Okay.
Why not? Why
But
not?
anyways.
Not be clot I saw.
For 300,000 naira. How many?
One agbada. Full flow.
But anyways, guys, so this Mr. Innocenti said that this Chibuzo, who was once in cahoots with Hush Puppy, apparently was displeased with his cut of the proceeds of the crime that they were engaging in to rob that Qatari businessman of $1.1 million. And of course, when it comes to fraudulent people who are working together, they are doing it for very selfish interests. They're all looking out for themselves. And if anything goes wrong, they want to ensure that they are protecting themselves or they are getting the cut that was once agreed upon, right? So when this Chibuzo saw that, oh my goodness, they are trying to swindle me, or rather, they're not giving me as much as we agreed to, he was angry. Right? And then he started contacting the Qatari man, trying to dissuade the Qatari man from doing business with Hush Puppy. Now, when Hush Puppy found out about this, Hush Puppy allegedly reached out to the Deputy Commissioner of Police, who is Kyari.
Hush Kyari,
saying that he should arrest this Chibuzo and, quote and unquote, give him the beating of his life. Is what they said. Right?
So they go downgrade Chibuzo. Hey! This country,
And they arrested him.
This life, no balance.
They arrested him, right? They arrested him, apparently, or allegedly, according to the court documents, they kept him in prison for 1 month. Now, Kyari put out a statement on his official Facebook page, somewhat denying these different claims, saying that, first of all, Hush Puppy actually contacted the police, saying that Chibuzo was threatening Hush Puppy's life and his family members' lives, right? And with what we expect our law enforcement to do, which is to protect lives and property, they went into action, picking up Chibuzo.
Immediately, no investigation.
Immediately, right? But then he said that Chibuzo didn't even spend time in jail. That when they realized that it wasn't a case of threats to life, but rather a disgruntled friend.
And it was 1 month.
But he's even saying that he didn't spend 1 month. He's saying that he did not sleep there himself.
Okay.
So he's saying that when they now realize that it was just a disgruntled friend or former friends just having misunderstandings, he let Chibuzo go, right? Now, another thing was because obviously they identified that there was a transfer of some amount of money, which is 300,000 naira. Now, Aba Kyari said that he introduced Abbas, who is Hush Puppy, to a tailor, right, who probably makes like all these agbadas and stuff. And that when he hooked him up with the tailor, Hush Puppy wired 300,000 naira to that tailor, so to speak. And because of the existing relationship between Hush Puppy and the Nigerian police, they delivered Hush Puppy's clothes to the police station, is what he's saying.
Not to any of those families that Vincent was threatening. They couldn't deliver it to those families.
So right now, there's a lot of confusion. But all jokes aside now, this has been made...
No.
This has been made...
We're trying to confuse ourselves.
This has been made public, right?
There's no confusion.
This has been made public. But really, Seun, what are your thoughts about this? Knowing that the Nigerian government has had a history of protecting their own. Because if you talk about law enforcement is the executive arm of government.
Listen,
and we know that this is an international case. Already Nigeria has been thrown in a bad light for several other cases.
It doesn't mean anything.
But with this particular situation where a deputy commissioner of police is being linked to a $1.1 million fraudulent activity, do you think that the Nigerian government indeed and the Nigerian police force would look into this? And do you think that they would even give him up because there's a warrant for his arrest?
What matters is Hush Kyari's standing within the hierarchy of the police force and the political powers that be in Nigeria. Buruji Kashamu, up until his death, had a FBI warrant hanging on his head. And also, this American warrant, how powerful are they really? And how much about justice are they? Because I still remember that Atiku was allowed to enter for 1 day when the test was going to be president, even though there was a warrant. So, all these things, but to talk about the one that concerns me, it's not about that there's a warrant out for him.
The one that concerns me the most is that I've been looking for a way to lock praise up.
Don't kill me. Wait.
I've been looking for a way to lock praise up.
Please, can you not?
I hope praise is listening to the show. It is 300,000. Praise, no way are we going to go sleep said this
Praise,
night.
you really vexed.
You
Sheol.
must sleep said
And
this
Sheol.
night. That enjoyment we're going to enjoy for that beach.
And Sheol told me what you did.
No, this night we'll take her for you. You
But
must
you
sleep
know,
said.
no.
They will
Sheol,
deal with you.
but the thing is that now that Kyari is in this case, I don't know that it will cost 300,000.
It will be cheaper
Because
now.
exactly,
Because
it will be cheaper. Like
you
maybe
know,
like 100, 150K.
Us carrying a big boy.
Yeah.
I won't go through him. I don't know the big boy price.
Exactly.
Me, I'll go normal.
So now Kyari will be low key, right?
I know the commissioner. Now, before inspector who praise will talk through. Now, inspector, I go say 150.
Oh my goodness.
No, first of all, there's a big, whether we like it or not, there's a huge link between criminality and the Nigerian police force. And
Yes.
I mean, if we are going to sit down here, all of us, and deny that, the Nigerian police is complicit in crimes in Nigeria, then we are sitting down here, we are trying to deceive ourselves and not really serious. We don't need FBI. You know what I keep saying, things that we can do for ourselves in Africa, the things we know, they wait for Oyibo to confirm and for us to tell us. So we need FBI to tell us.
Are we really waiting for the FBI to
to come and tell us that Nigerian police is corrupt?
Or do we know and we just decide
Exactly.
to act aloof?
Exactly. So I mean, waiting concern me and this FBI arrest warrant. When I know very well that the Nigerian government just gives honoring me the authority to investigate Nigerian police in 24 hours. Have you listened to this panel that they bring on human rights, police abuses from NSAS? The stories that people are bringing to this panel, the things that are happening in this country.
Panel of inquiry.
So now what happened to Qatari man with the talk? What about the thing that happened to us for Nigeria as Nigerian people in the hands of these so-called police officers in this country? So a Hush Kyari is nothing but a tip of the. It's not even the tip of the iceberg. You never even reach the tip. We never even see the tip. We are just seeing the iceberg. We are knowing that there's an iceberg. We've not even started seeing the tip. We just know that there's an iceberg there. So definitely, police station. During my father's time, fella was saying police station don't turn to bank. DPO na bank manager. But now, police station is a tailor depot. Abi fashion depot. Where you pick up agbada.
That story doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense at all. But my fear really is that this government and...
When will he resign?
Resign?
He has to step down.
Are we known to step down?
This is it. He is not a politician. Politicians can say they're not stepping down. Oh, you vote for me, my mandate, my this, that. This one, a police officer. With no political mandate. He's nothing but an employee of the state.
Arm of government is political.
I know,
in this
has been
sphere.
politicized.
Exactly.
It's true. I agree.
So,
but we Nigerians, after everything we have been through under NSAS, allow policemen like this to just stay sitting down. This is how you do that. This government doesn't care when it says it's trying to reform the police force. Because you can't allow this policeman to sit down 24 hours after this kind of thing has come outside. If you are really trying to reform this police force, whether he's innocent or guilty, he must determine that as a civilian.
But Seun, during the NSAS protest, there's so much that came out about the rot in the police force.
That's the point I'm
We're
making.
able to identify individuals in the police force who are accused of heinous crimes against the citizens. If that couldn't happen at that time where these individuals were made to resign or made to be out of office, what do you think that this is going to make a difference?
That's the point I'm making, that there is no true will. That's why during the NSAS, I was telling people that we cannot say we are trying to end SARS. We are trying to end oppression in this country. We want a new kind of country. We want a new system in this country. We want to end this system. We are fed up of this system, because SARS in itself is a manifestation of something.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is not and I told people, it is not SARS that goes to remove people from their homes, forcefully evict the poor from their neighborhoods. That is not making us go to school. That is raping children inside that we send to school to go and learn. Lecturers will take people's children that they're supposed to give knowledge. Do you know how bad that is? I say to people, like, our grades in universities is part of our national treasure. When we give lecturers the power to give a child a grade, That grade is saying that we Nigerians are saying that this child is A plus child. That grade is our treasure.
Yes.
Even more than money. But these lecturers will control it as if it's their property.
Of course.
Use it to oppress young children. Use it to oppress girls. Use it to oppress young boys in the school. Nobody says anything.
Yeah.
He got to police force. Same thing. The gun we give you is our own to protect us, used to guide us. You turn it against us, turn our grades against us, turn our army against us, turn our national treasury against us, and be using it to create suffering in our country.
Yeah.
We don't need American FBI or anything to tell us these things. We as Nigerian people must decide once and for all if we are fed up with this kind of people or not. We have to decide once and for all what is going to take. And I always say to Nigerians, the power to end this is in the hand of we, the professionals of this country. It must get to a point where we say we are no longer aligned with this system.
Yeah.
There has to be a mass strike, not NLC strike, where you say they'll go negotiate for our back. Strike by we, the people, say we not do again until they show us not this abstract progress you are talking about. We want a clear outline of where we are going in this country. What is the plan for this country? Not we are making progress. Abstract.
But then you know that a lot of the elites and the political elites are in the position that they are because of the underdevelopment and the rot in the system. So in as much as, yes, we need them to be a part of this movement against, the government or against...
I don't really think we need them.
The mystery. So how then do we do it? Because if at all you're saying that these people that can barely afford a meal should go out there,
Not
forsaking
them.
also...
We that can afford meals.
Now the question is, we in this group, are we or are people not benefiting from the degradation that we are facing in Nigeria? So
Yes.
do you think that they would want to actually move against it when they know that they are benefiting from the rot?
Now this is the catch-22. You are benefiting what? People say you are benefiting. I look at them and say, you are benefiting what? What are you really benefiting? What are we benefiting from this system? You are able to acquire some comfort, some unguaranteed comfort that can disappear tomorrow.
But that's not how they're thinking.
But that's how they must see it. Whether you are thinking like that way or not, but that is how we must begin to see. What are we truly benefiting from this system that we cannot really give to ourselves in a nation that is working? How can you be giving me what is mine and so you are giving me gifts?
But then a lot of people feel like for them to get to a point where this nation starts working, is it going to happen in their young ages or their old ages?
It doesn't matter.
And the way people see Nigeria is every man for himself, Let me take care of me and my family because it seems like Nigeria isn't going to get better.
But that is not the person that Nigeria needs. Nigeria needs that person that is saying, Nigeria is bad, I want to organize with my people to end it. Not the one that is ruggedly individual about his own approach to life. Because that is what is going on. This is what we've been doing since 1960. And look at us today.
So, Seun, before we wrap this up, because I had mentioned already that we're going to talk about this, we don't have enough time, but we're just going to touch on this a little bit, talking about Femi Adesina speaking on the reason why the president has been going to the UK for medical treatment, saying that the president has been using the same doctors for over 40 years, and that, of course, these doctors have his medical history. Right? Now, that is the reason he's given for the president of a nation leaving a nation with such deplorable healthcare system.
They should transfer the records here.
To a whole extent, our healthcare system is non-existent. Let's be very honest about it. But he believes that is a good enough reason to give the populace, saying that that's the reason why your president is going abroad. And he did mention that he's been using the same doctors for over 40 years.
Maybe
and
the
this
same
is before...
hospital.
Same hospital.
Because I think by 40 years...
And this is before he became...
Doctors don't resign now.
Yeah, exactly, because they're in their 70s.
Don't retire, sorry.
So they probably trained the other ones to take care of him. But now the thing is, they're saying that he's been able to afford this healthcare system or this health checkups even before he became military head of state. Because he said over 40 years.
It was petroleum minister. Nigerian money. See, these people...
Over 40 years.
These people like Buhari, they are the ultimate... welfare babies. It's true. Nigeria has been feeding them since they were in their teenage years. I'm not joking. Go and read this history. He'll tell you how he went to one program. That's how they picked him to go to do this thing before he now joined the army. He has been in government since forever. And Nigeria, they pay all this.
But do you recall?
I'm not sure he remembers the last time he spent money from his own pocket.
But do you recall I think in 2015 or so, where he was trying to buy a form for the presidential race. And he said that he couldn't afford that. They could not afford the form because it was too expensive.
See, I don't want to name names. I grew up when he was head of Petroleum Trust Fund, Buhari. One of his top majors the man is still in government today. I don't want to name his name because his son is one of my closest friends. So I don't want to just say this because it's unnecessary. Let me not cast him. The kind of money they used to bring into these people's house when I was in our house, in their house that time when we were young.
Yeah.
Now this house at first beginning, see Ghana must go off bar.
Wow.
This man was directly under Buhari when they were in a petroleum trust fund. Is that same Buhari that's not telling me that he doesn't have money for and we too you believe. The way Jonathan said, say no get shoe. Jonathan said, you don't forget Jonathan said no get shoe.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay. When I go yes story tired.
But honestly, it's very disheartening, and it will never. There will never be any good enough reason for the president of a country to leave his country where there is no healthcare system existing to go out there. It just will never make sense. And you know what? And you know what really saddens me is the fact that we know that the population of over 200 million people, more than half of our population is living in abject poverty. A lot of people are illiterate. Illiteracy is not the same as being dumb. Illiteracy could be, yes, no formal education. But the fact that you're giving that as an excuse to your population, thinking that they're going to receive it and they're going to believe you, I don't understand it. Even with all that has happened with the NSAS movement, do they not see how enlightened the population is right now?
I don't know, but you mean I believe him.
What sort of flimsy excuse or
Uncle
reason
Femi,
is that?
Me, I believe you. Just tell them to transfer the record. There's internet now. You don't even need to use post.
Doesn't make any sense.
You can put it in a file.
Just by
upload it in internet.
Like 5G.
Sharp. Just straight to LUT, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Buhari's medical record.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if that's the reason why, let's just end it with a transfer of. I believe him. They've just not thought of transferring the records. That's all. You have to give these people benefit of the doubt.
Oh wow!
Please transfer the record so that our president can stop stressing. The solution was just there.
I mean, I don't really understand.
You see, they'll transfer the record. I've told him now. He just didn't think of that.
Okay, so now that we're giving them an option,
him transfer his records to Nigeria. We'll handle it from there.
All right, guys, it's 2 minutes past 12. It's time for us to say goodbye on today's edition of The People's Perspective, brought to you by Adam and Eve, Nigeria's number one homeware superstore.
Brought to you by Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. Hey.
I'm not really sure what voice that is, Seun. But thank you to everyone who sent a message via WhatsApp. Thank you for giving us a call, and thank you for listening. Seun, it was always a pleasure having you here in the studio. Before saying goodbye, just to give you some information about a show that I'm starting up today by 3 p.m. It's called Reality Radio. We get to talk about
you have a new show?
Yeah. So, Seun, do you want to come on my show today?
Definitely. Not today, because I have to go back to Ikeja for so I have rehearsal.
All right.
My show is tomorrow. By the way, my show is at the Shrine tomorrow. If you are a chance and want to come to watch me.
Why would you not tell me that, Seun?
I forgot. Now I'm telling you now.
How can you forget?
7 to 11 tomorrow at the African Shrine.
7 to 11.
Live,
so we're going to be there live.
You know.
Anyways, guys, Reality Radio starts today at 3 p.m. We get to talk about the trending and favorite reality TV shows of yours. We get to dissect it whichever way you like. We get to have fun conversations, laugh, and just do fun stuff, really. So it's by 3 p.m. Ensure that you stay tuned to that one. I probably will be going live on Instagram as well. And you get to give me a call, send me messages via WhatsApp as well. So I'm very excited, starting today, and I can't wait to have conversation with you. Seun, it's always a pleasure having you in the studio. Before saying goodbye, any words?
My Instagram handle is @BigBirdKuti. Facebook is Seun Kuti, Noma. And when the free Twitter, @Seun Kuti.
When the free Twitter. All right, guys. Thank you to everyone on my live today. Y'all are so sweet. And I probably will be going live often now, especially on The People's Perspective. You can reach out to me on Instagram at @Ify_I. That is IFY_I. The midday show with me isn't over. I have great content coming your way at 12:30. It's Directions, that show where we get to point you towards the right direction concerning several topics and several issues. Coming up right now is the World News, coming to you live from our media studios. Stick around.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.